Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, Bitcoin has broken above that key level of resistance of $6,900. If you will remember to yesterday's video, that is exactly what we predicted was going to happen. Roll that, please. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing why I personally believe that a breakout on Bitcoin will be coming in the next 48 hours or so. I personally believe, guys, that Bitcoin is actually going to break bullish here. I told you so. I told you so. Okay, I can brag now, right? Okay, that's what everybody does when they get something right, when they get like a really easy prediction right. You know, like they go on media and they brag about it. That's what I'm supposed to do when I get something right, guys? That's what I see everyone else doing. Maybe that's not it. I don't know how this works. Anyway, guys, either way, Bitcoin has now broken above $6,900, and I would personally like to talk about it. Because in yesterday's video, we also talked about how I was worried that Bitcoin was going to break bullish, rally a few $100s, and then we may actually have another crash. So now that Bitcoin has broken bullish, we need to go ahead and revisit that concept. Is Bitcoin now about to have a correction and fall from here? Is this a fake breakout, or are we seeing a new uptrend start? Guys, we have quite a bit of technical analysis to get into in today's video, so if you do enjoy today's video, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. And also, guys, don't forget the sale running on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. That is going to be ending today, so if you would like to join CT2A, the link to do so is in the description down below. Use the April 2020 coupon to jump on in for $40 off and learn everything you need to know about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency so that you can profit in these markets. There's a 14-day money-back refund guarantee. You can join our Discord server down below and see what our students have to think about it. And yes, by the way, Bitcoin is accepted here. I love that sign so much. Anyway, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Guys, before we go any farther, I would like to encourage you to go and get your favorite cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy, because we're going to be doing some analysis. Cheers. I just spilled coffee on my hand. Pro gamer move right there. Guys, over the last 4 or 5 days or so, Bitcoin has been very obviously testing our level of resistance around $6,900. You can see that we've actually broken it briefly very many times here. This was the 4th time that we've done it, and quite frankly, we haven't actually broken all the way above our top level of resistance around $7,200. Here's hoping that we will. It is concerning to me that Bitcoin is kind of flagged out here a little bit, and it's not rallying quite as quickly as it was, or not even really rallying at all anymore, but I think it's safe to say that Bitcoin has actually broken to the upside, even if it has been a little bit of a boring break to the upside. Anything goes right now, guys. The entire global economy is being flipped on its head. A little bullish breakout here, fine by me. I want to point out also the massive lack of volume. So before all of you guys go down in the comment section and say, Jeb, that's not a breakout, it has no volume, I am aware. Okay, I see that it has no volume. Anything is considered a breakout as far as I'm concerned right now, because we have not seen a whole lot of volatility in Bitcoin over the last few days anyway, and we've not seen a lot of bullishness out of any market on Earth either. So just to see Bitcoin breaking that level of resistance, even without volume, I still think does have some relevance. Nevertheless, it gets interesting when we look out here to the daily chart, because currently our daily candlestick is looking very, very nice. As you can see, we have a green, red, green, and we don't see those very often on Bitcoin anymore because we've been so bearish lately. But when you see green and then a not engulfing red candlestick and then an engulfing bullish green candlestick following, that is typically a very bullish sign, and we actually saw 2 of those in a row, as you can see right here. But guys, one of the reasons I'm most excited about Bitcoin breaking to the upside here is because of none other than the 20 daily exponential moving average. You guys will know that I'm a little bit of a fangirl about this moving average, because normally when Bitcoin is above it, as we saw back over here in the first half of 2019, Bitcoin is in a very strong bull market and uptrend. Whenever Bitcoin, however, is below that moving average, we are in a very well-defined and concise downtrend. We've seen this play out many times in the history of Bitcoin. It is quite simply the most important moving average in my entire toolkit as far as I'm concerned. Of course, over the last few weeks, as Bitcoin has been trending to the downside and the entire global economy has been grinding to a halt, like that one guy who drove a train off the tracks to try and hit a ship in San Francisco Harbor. Look it up. That actually happened. That train derailment, that's pretty much what the global economy is doing right now. Even in that climate, Bitcoin has still managed to get above the 20 daily exponential moving average. And right now, what this looks like, guys, is it looks like Bitcoin broke it. It tried to test it once, rallied. Tried to test it twice, bounced and rallied and broke out. That is a good look for Bitcoin, just being honest. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently testing that level, and the SPY is doing the same. Neither have broken out just yet, and if they do, I expect it to be short-lived in the exact same way I expected this rally on Bitcoin to be short-lived. We are in for a world of pain financially this month. I don't see these major markets that are more tied to the actual global economy like the DJI, gold, oil, SPY, etc. I don't see them having a major rally in their prices. Tesla might, because they just released a video talking about making ventilators, so maybe they'll see a rally in their prices. But nevertheless, I don't see any of these other major ETFs and indices having big rallies unless, you know, the market picks back up, and it hasn't, and it's probably not going to for a little while. Bitcoin is, as always, an exception to that rule. Now, let me be the first to tell you, we don't know what's going to happen to Bitcoin here. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, by the way. It's actually a very healthy thing to admit when you have no idea what's going to happen. I and no one in this market has any clue what Bitcoin is going to do right now. And the main reason for that is you can never know for certain what is going to happen to Bitcoin because technical analysis is not a certainty. It is simply a predictive force that relies on probabilities, not certainties. But considering we have never seen how Bitcoin acts during a major economic pullback like this, we have no idea whether it's going to rally because it's a hedge against the traditional markets or if it's going to crash because everybody would rather be buying, you know, food than digital currency. We just don't know yet because we've never seen this before. It is very difficult to make accurate and well-justified predictions in this current market, which is why I've been making more longer-term predictions that I can actually justify. But with all of that said, I can at least give you my thoughts. Bitcoin is perhaps surprisingly, actually looking pretty bullish right now. We saw a major correction. We saw Bitcoin fall through the floor through $7,800, $7,200, $6,900, and many other levels of support that you guys no doubt know about now. But I think it is really important to notice that Bitcoin was getting support at $7,800, and I think there was a decent chance of it bouncing there had the entire global economy not collapsed the next day. But even considering the fact that we fell 50% in 48 hours, we are currently only down 9% from where we started. Compare that to Dow Jones being down 25% and SPY being down 22%, and you start to realize, guys, Bitcoin is actually doing pretty well. And it's not just that. If you look at these markets, if you look at the DJI and then you look at Bitcoin, what is the big difference you're seeing between these two markets? I'll tell you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that Bitcoin fell off a cliff for one day, and then the rest of the market that has followed ever since Black Thursday back on the 12th, everything since then, Bitcoin has been trending to the upside. Dow Jones fell much farther, much harder, and much longer than Bitcoin did because, quite frankly, the stock market has a tendency of just going up forever unless something catastrophic happens. Bitcoin does have a tendency of having healthy corrections, and that's what we were in right here. This was probably going to happen without the news, but this right here is right where the rest of the world started having an actual economic impact on Bitcoin. Everything before this moment in time right here was probably completely unrelated to what is going on right now, the news. Which means that the correction for Bitcoin lasted one day, and it was terrible, and the rest of the time, Bitcoin's been bouncing. The DJI, the SPY, all of these other major markets have spent a lot more time crashing. They have not bounced anywhere near as hard. And it's not only that, guys. Look at the MACD. Look at what it's doing here on this chart. We have been very far diverged bullish. We've been trending to the upside very healthily for quite some time. We're almost back up to the zero level. We're not seeing any real convergence or divergence. We're just seeing the MACD and the signal line stay at a healthy distance apart from each other. You look at the daily chart RSI, and guess what? If you've gone through CT2A, then you will know my take on the RSI. If you're between 50 and 70 on the RSI, that is typically healthy bull trend material. If you're between 30 and 50, that's typically healthy bear trend material. Right now, Bitcoin's RSI has just breached that 50 level and is currently sitting at 54, which, of course, as I just said, is normally right where you want to see that RSI when you're in an uptrend. Furthermore, guys, on the weekly chart, we did bounce off of the 200 weekly simple moving average. If you'll remember to the last time that happened, Bitcoin rallied nearly 400% right here over the span of about 200 days. There are only two things holding us back right now. Number one, and I think pretty obviously, the entire global economy and most of global society is in a major crisis right now, and that is definitely a very big factor for what this market is going to do. But so far, Bitcoin has already seemed to be relatively decoupled from that. It is, however, also important to notice that Bitcoin is currently testing the 100 weekly simple moving average. That's about a 2-year moving average sitting right here at $7,150 and change. If Bitcoin breaks that, I think we've cleared the path to $7,800, but if we don't, then we could definitely expect Bitcoin to rally to the downside, or in layman's terms, pull back. As I said earlier, it is not conducive to a healthy discourse about the market to be making a bunch of predictions short term right now. I think it's better to be sitting back, watching the market, learning as much as possible, and looking for long-term investments rather than trying to figure out what Bitcoin is going to do every single day and trading it every single day 4 or 5 times. I don't stand by that right now, and I normally don't either, to be honest with you. What I've done in this video is given you guys a bit of context about what's going on in this market and in the world so that you can go and make those predictions for yourself, or do what I think you ought to do, although I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, which is to sit back with your hands up, watch the markets, take notes, learn, and grow. That's what I think we need to be doing right now, using this as a history lesson and a lesson in general rather than a potential place to profit. But guys, I want to hear your take on that in the comment section. I want to hear what you think. Do you think that Bitcoin is about to continue a rally? Do you think we're going to break the 100 weekly SMA? I'm a little skeptical, but I would like to hear your opinion on that in the comment section down below. And I want to hear your take on where you think Bitcoin will be about 6 months from now. Do you think it's going to be rallying back up above $10,000 or so because the halving's coming in about a month from now? I want to hear your take on that down below. Before we wrap it out, though, guys, I do want to remind you of the sale currently running on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. As you guys know, there are over 35 videos here in the course and over 10 hours of high-quality content that are going to teach you everything you need to know from the very basics of technical analysis all the way through the far more advanced concepts that you're going to also need to know to be working in these markets every single day and profiting from them. Down here in the technical analysis section is where the real meat and potatoes of the course are, and there are, quite frankly, a lot of videos down here, and they cover very important topics, such as a game of statistics and probabilities. We talked about that earlier, about how there are no certainties in cryptocurrency markets, and you need to look at everything through a probabilistic and statistical lens rather than a certain lens. The certain that the sun is going to rise tomorrow, it is not certain that Bitcoin's going to do what you think it's going to. Mass psychology, the study of how other people trade, because at the end of the day, technical analysis is only as relevant as the amount of people that are following it and trading by it, because technically, technical analysis doesn't move markets. People making trades that follow the TA move markets. That's an important thing to know also. Gut feeling, something I've started calling intuition ever since we made that video, is your feeling about what the market's going to do. That's basically your experience. This video is covering all of the experience that you have in the market and the wisdom that you've gained from working in the markets and how that is going to tie into your technical analysis in your trading. It's actually a very important part, and no one ever talks about it. I'm the only person to date that I've seen talk about that intuition about what the market's going to do. It's extremely important. Every single one of these videos are high quality, and they contain a lot of content. There's 1,400 people in the course, and if you'd like to talk to any one of them, you can join our Discord server down below for free and talk to some of our students and see what they have to think. I would love for you to go get their God's honest testimony behind closed doors where I can't see the conversation, so that you know you are getting an honest, true testimony. There is no affiliate program for CT2A. No one is going to say anything to you because they're trying to sell you the course and then they're going to get a cutback. That's not how that works. We have no affiliates. If you want to see what the course is like, you can check us out. The link in the description down below, and you can actually go watch how to set up and use TradingView. If you want to do that even without being interested in the course, it's a fantastic video, and I'd love for you to go see it. There is a ton of information in there. Someone actually commented yesterday about how that video gave them a lot of information and little tidbits about how to use TradingView that they didn't actually previously know. The sale will be ramping up today, guys, and like I said, right now is a great time to be learning how to do technical analysis on these markets so that you can be ready to trade and invest in them when the time comes again. I'm personally keeping my hands off the market quite a bit right now. I am looking for investments. I just invested quite a bit into altcoins about a week ago, but it's just as important, and in fact, I think more important, to spend time researching the markets and investing in yourself rather than in the perfect currency. So guys, like I said, the link is in the description down below. There's a 14-day money-back refund guarantee. Feel free to join our Discord server and talk to some of our students, and yes, you can pay in Bitcoin. I love that sign so much. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy today's video, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel when you do that, and I would be very appreciative if you did. But that's going to have to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.